out to sea. Lord, those plans I made for myself, I got nobody else to lean on.
Welcome to everyone joining us to experience stories of resilience, hope, perseverance, and joy.
Move over to a sport chair, basketball wheelchair.
Category of Best Video are...
We love you guys.
Wow, our next guest, I cannot wait to talk to her. She has a PhD in international human rights and criminal law. She left that business to start a skincare foundation, or excuse me, a skincare business for dry and sensitive skin, which I have. So I am so excited to meet you. Jeanne Retief, welcome to America Trends.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to be here.
Yes, I'm so looking forward to talking to you and finding out all about you. First, where are you zooming in from? What looks like an awesome spa that you're zooming in from.
Oh, thank you. No, this is actually just my office, and I'm zooming in from Portugal.
Oh, wow. What time of the day is it there?
Yeah, I think it's 11:10 at night.
Just when you're getting started, right?
Yeah.
I'm a night owl too. I would fit right in there. Well, okay, so first, I was in the intro talking about you have a degree in international human rights and criminal law. So how long did you work in that field?
Well, I was in that field for almost 15 years because the consultancy that I started, the human rights consultancy, I was running for about 13 years when I decided to start Figgi.
Wow. So, and then, I was reading in your bio that you had some sort of a health crisis, or you went through a health scare, and that kind of made you see things differently and change your path. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I had a lot of trauma from my childhood and young adult years, which led me to human rights. And that combined with the secondary trauma of my everyday work just caught up with me. So in 2015, I was diagnosed with panic disorder, and it completely derailed me and changed my life. So I had to make really big changes. I went from always traveling and being super independent to having severe social anxiety. I wasn't able to leave the house for 2 or 3 months. I couldn't eat for a long time. So it was really, really difficult.
Wow. Well,
I had to make a change.
Yeah, I'm so glad you did. And I'm glad that you talk about it at this level, because, we talk a lot about how there are so many mental health issues in our country right now, and it's coming up, and it gets to a point where people are taking their lives or bad things are happening before people are saying, this is what's going on with me, and being able to fix it and get help. And so I'm glad that you're talking about this. And if you don't mind, I want to ask a little bit more about that, what are some of the tools that you utilized and then got you to a place where you were able to change your path and you were able to, probably pull yourself out of where you were and deal with it?
Yeah. Well, I was not able to pull myself out of it. I was able to make peace with it, though, because it's just how I'm wired. I'm always going to be a sensitive person. I'm always going to be a little bit more anxious than other people. And my journey was more towards accepting that and learning how to manage my lifestyle to fit into that. So, for me, mindfulness and meditation and all of these practices helped a lot. A support network helped a lot. But the biggest change I think I made was really just accepting that this is me. And, I went from having every day being a bad day to having one bad day once a month, or one bad day every 2 months, and to a place like Figgi where I can talk about it and I don't have to hide it and I don't feel ashamed about it. And in your professional life, a lot of times you don't feel you can say it because it's almost like people judge you, like you're lesser than or you're not as capable as. But it's very real and it really affects your life a lot. So that was really what helped me.
Yeah, well, I love that because, you know, we have to get to a place of acceptance of who we are, and all of us have. Everyone goes through some sort of issue at some point, and I feel like our society wants us to live up to certain standards. Instagram posts are making us feel like we have to live a certain way and be a certain way. And I talk on the show frequently about the fact that I got sober 7 years ago, and I went through.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. And I was like you, where I need to be in acceptance that this is who I am, and I need to make a change for myself because I was also having panic disorder and having severe anxiety and all of the things that you were referencing. So it's something that I now live with in a different way, and I move forward and utilize a lot of the tools that you're talking about, which is just awesome. And I think that the more we talk about it, and then for you to go into business and create something that helps people feel better about themselves and let them get to a place of mindfulness, I think is amazing. So let's talk about that. How or when did you start Figgi?
I started Figgi 3 years ago at my absolute lowest, at my worst breaking point.
Wow. And what was the catalyst for you to, you know, how did you go about doing that?
I did not at that moment do the work I needed to work to accept where I was at. So I had been diagnosed, but it was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And one of my things with my consultancy was that I always took projects and clients only if I was sure that there would be a practical outcome to what we were doing. It's not just like money being spent or squandered. And it was getting more and more difficult because I had so much bureaucracy and red tape and politics that go into human rights. I wasn't making the difference I felt that I started out to make. So I needed to start asking myself, why am I doing this to myself? Because the reason that's driving my passion is being blocked from so many angles. I have to make a real change. And that's why I started Figgi for other women like me, you know, who have struggled and achieved, but still want to have purpose in their life and a place where they can go, where they're not judged, where they can just be themselves and where it's okay not to be okay.
I love that. That's a line in a song. I forget who sings that song. What's that song? I'll think of it in the break. But okay, so talk to me about how you discovered or how you chose skincare as your avenue.
Yeah. So again, as I said, it was like my lowest point. And I remember this day where I was just sitting in the garden and I thought to myself, can one small thing just be okay or go right for me? And I've always had sensitive skin, which is really much worse with my panic disorder. I'd moved to a new country, so new water, new food, new products. And I thought, you know what? Skincare, because it's my largest organ. You're so aware of your skin if it doesn't feel good. And to me, in that moment, it felt like the small step I'm taking to a healthier me and a more positive path. And it just felt so right. So I went back to school and I did that. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so you have all this law degree, all these accreditations, criminal justice in Africa. You worked expert committee for international criminal justice in Africa, and lawyer of the month, and all of these accolades in the law profession. And then now you also have the cosmetic certificate in cosmetic chemistry, certificate in European Union cosmetic regulations. So how long did all of that training take you?
This has been a 3-year process. It's been a journey.
And how, was there ever a point, so you decided to take this journey and this step, and then is there a point, I feel like everyone kind of reaches a point thinking, why did I take this step again? You kind of rethink your path.
Oh, no,
or has it been just, this is the right way, move all steam ahead?
Every day. I had that thought every single day.
Okay, so we're going to take a break here in a moment. Will you come back and do another segment with us so we can do a deep dive into your brand and all the wonderful things that you have out there?
Sure.
Okay,
Thank you so
wonderful.
much.
So we can find you to your products at Figgi, Figgi.eu, and at figgilife.com. And you are on Instagram, or your brand, at Jeanne_FiggiLife, Figgilife. So we're going to be back with Jeanne Retief right after this quick break. And you're watching America Trends. You can find us on social media at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at America Trends TV. And we'll be right back right after this quick break.